Hi there, it's Amy from Cakes with Faces and welcome back to my series about Japanese trains. While most Japanese trains are completely normal and plain, I'm always amazed by how many there are that are cute or luxury or have something special or novelty about them. So today I've got a few more for you, including this station which is completely pink. Often when you start looking into these things, you can find out some interesting stories behind them and discover some quite unexpected things, so I hope you enjoy it. You can find my other Japanese train videos in a playlist on my channel, and there's new Japan videos every other Thursday if you want to subscribe. The first one I've got for you today is super cute. It's a panda train. Why would you paint trains plain and boring colours when you could paint them like an adorable panda? This one runs between Kyoto and Osaka and Shingu, which is a town on the coast in Wakayama. Now, I hadn't really heard of Shingu before. It turns out it's a small seaside town with lots of temples and shrines, and it looks like a really nice place. This train was actually made to go to Adventure World, which is a zoo, aquarium and theme park with rides, and it's especially known for its pandas. The shop has all the panda stuff you can think of. The cafe has kawaii themed dishes like this panda burger and this super cute penguin rice ball, and even the strollers and scooters that you can hire are animal themed. Originally there was only one train on the line that was panda themed. It was called the Smile Adventure Train. It was so popular they made a second one, and then they made a third one called the Sustainable Smile Train. I couldn't work out if the actual train itself is more sustainable and eco-friendly, but it is definitely decorated to promote sustainability. The front of this one has a baby panda on it to represent how we should leave a better world for future generations. And then each carriage represents a different theme, like coexisting with animals under the sea, diversity of people and animals, and gender equality with a lion and a lioness. On the Japan Railways website, they have free printable colouring in sheets, so you can colour in the Panda train and other trains, including the Shinkansen and our favourite Dr. Yellow. Dr. Yellow is a special Shinkansen they use to check the track, and if you see it, it's supposed to be good luck. I've never seen it, but maybe one day. And there's papercraft models, so you can cut out and make your own mini panda train. I can't believe they've made all these things just for people to download for fun. Next, we've got a luxury train, the Royal Express Train Izu. This is a sightseeing train that goes around the coast on the Izu Peninsula, which isn't too far away from Tokyo. I made a video about things to do there. It's in my Japan wishlist playlist. The person who designed it also designed the sweets train in Kyushu, which when I first heard of it, I thought was going to be some tacky train with giant models of sweets on it, but it's actually very fancy. It looks like a manor house on wheels, more like a stately home than a train. More about that one in a minute. The Royal Express is just as elaborate. It looks really elegant, and just look at the detail in the decor. And is that a piano on board? The only music I'm used to on a train is when someone else has their headphones turned up too loud, and this one has live music. There must be lovely views as it runs all the way along the coastline on the peninsula. And they have packages that include gourmet meals from well-known chefs. And you can have weddings on the train. There's a multi-purpose carriage that can be used as a kind of function room, so you could have a wedding with a string quartet or an art exhibition. Very classy. But it's also built with families in mind. There's a carriage with group seating for families that has a ball pond. This has to be the fanciest ball pit ever. It looks a bit like pebbles on the beach. So, going back to that sweets train that was from the same designer, it was actually based on a historic train. In 1906, Kyushu Railway wanted to have a luxury train, so they asked an American company to make one for them. It said that the train was built and shipped to Japan, but it never actually ran. Kyushu Railways was about to be nationalised, so the luxury train was cancelled and it never started running. It became a kind of mythical train, and people called it the Train of Dreams. Years later, there was a man who loved trains and had a collection of 6,000 model trains from all around the world. He spent 7 years building a meticulously detailed model of the train of dreams, and it was that was used for the inspiration for the sweets train that runs today. And you can still see his model along with the rest of his collection at the Model Railway Museum in Yokohama. The official name for the sweets train is Aru Resha, which means a certain train, and it's how a train might be introduced in a storybook. There's a couple of animes that have titles like that, a certain scientific railgun and a certain magical index. So to call it Aru Resha, a certain train, gives it a sort of mythical fairy tale feel, a bit like when you say once upon a time. Here's the official website. I like these little motifs. It says, revived after 100 years of sleep, the luxury train of your dreams. So apparently, as well as meaning a certain train, the Aru in the name also means A for amazing, introducing the amazing charms of Kyushu, R for royal, royal design and delicious sweets course, and U for universal, aiming to be a train that is universally loved. So why is it called the sweets train? Well, there's a special menu from an award-winning chef where sweets take centre stage. Let's take a look at the menu. First, there's a bento box. Narisawa is the name of the chef. Then you've got the first sweets dish, followed by the second sweets dish, followed by the third sweets dish, and then all of that is followed by tea cakes. Basically, it's 4 puddings, which sounds pretty good to me. All meals should definitely be like that. Even the dishes are specially made by craftspeople from Kyushu. As it says on the website, a luxurious time full of extraordinary feelings awaits. Next is not a train, but a station that's completely pink and covered in hearts. This is Koiyamagata Station in Tottori Prefecture. The reason why it's got all the hearts is because koi means love in Japanese. I wonder if it gets really busy here on Valentine's Day. There are pink seats, every single railing is pink, even the bins are pink. There's a pink post box for sending love letters, and a pink bell that you can ring for good luck in love. There's heart-shaped ime, like you get at a shrine, which are wooden plaques that you write your wishes on. Now, you might think it's a bit much with so much pink, but I've got to say it's more fun than how it looked before, which was quite grey and drab, just a small station with nothing really that special about it. It was renovated as part of the Koi Station project. There are 4 stations around Japan with the word koi or love in their name. There's this one, Koiyamagata Station, Bokoi Station, Koishihama Station, and Koigakubo Station. The others definitely didn't lean into the theme anywhere near as much as this pink station did. But actually, Koiyamagata Station shouldn't have been part of the Koi Station projects at all, because it didn't have the word koi in its name. It was originally called Inaba Yamagata Station, but the locals really wanted to be part of the project, so they changed the station's name to Koiyamagata. The Koi Station project was inspired by something that happened years before in the 70s, when lots of people started going to Aikoku Station when it was featured on TV, because the name Aikoku means love country. Even though it was way up north in Hokkaido, lots of people went to Aikoku Love Country Station so they could buy a ticket to a station 2 stops along the line called Kofuku Station, because Kofuku means happiness. So they were buying a ticket from love country to happiness. It was like a cute souvenir, and it was thought to be good luck. Now, it's quite a remote area up north in Hokkaido, and this train line was struggling to get enough business. Before it was featured on TV, they sold just 7 of this particular ticket in a whole year. And then after it was featured on TV, they sold 3 million of them in just 1 year. So it helped, but it wasn't enough, and the train company went out of business. So neither Love Station or Happiness Station is used anymore. They're both closed down. Does that mean something? It kind of sounds like some sort of metaphor. But people still go there even though the trains aren't running anymore. It's become a kind of tourist attraction. At Kofuku Station, people pin their special tickets on the station building. They have photos with the sign, and there's a bell that you can ring for good luck in love. In the summer, you can book it for a happy ceremony where you hire wedding dresses and suits. It's been designated as an official lover's sanctuary, which is a spot that's recommended for proposals and romantic moments. This is an official thing. There's a website with a whole list of them. It was put together partly to revitalise tourism in different areas of Japan, but also to help with the problem of declining birth rates, to encourage people to get together, get married and start a family. There's a whole list of beautiful spots all around Japan, which interestingly includes Sanrio Puro Land. Next, we've got a monorail, which is not only the longest monorail in the world, it's also the highest, the steepest, and has the greatest change in altitude of any sightseeing monorail in the world. And most importantly, the trains are shaped like beetles. It's the Oya Monorail in Shikoku. The Oya Valley is quite a remote but very beautiful place that I'd love to go to. It's best known for its quite terrifying looking vine bridges. They've got quite big gaps. I don't know if I'd be brave enough to go on them. The monorail line used to be a hiking trail that goes through the forest. It's quite slow and calm. It takes just over an hour to do the whole track. So it's quite a relaxing trip through the trees. But it is quite steep in some places. It is the steepest monorail in the world with 40-degree angles. Each car has just 2 seats and I don't know why they're shaped like beetles. I guess that's just for fun. Next is something kawaii, a Sumikko Gurashi train. Now, unfortunately, this only ran for a limited time from 2020 to 2021, but you do sometimes see these collaborations between train companies and popular characters, so maybe there'll be another one day. I've got my fingers crossed for another Gudetama train. From what I can work out, the story of this one is the Sumikko Gurashi characters saw lots of delicious foods on the TV and they wanted to go and try them. So they set out on a train trip to try all the snacks, which to be fair sounds like a fantastic plan. The characters are all along the outside of the train and I just love how they're peeping out of the station sign. It's such a cute detail. They created a new character just for the collab. This is Kuri, the station master. He's a chestnut and all the characters are dressed as train drivers. Very cute. It was run by Hankyu Railways, which is in Kansai. So the train ran to Kobe, Osaka and Kyoto. And here we can see the characters enjoying all the local sights. They're having a rickshaw ride in Arashiyama, enjoying the Ferris wheel in Osaka, and here they are in Minno. That's where I tried tempura maple leaves, which are the local speciality. In this one, the tempura characters, ebi fry and tonkatsu, are being fried with the maple leaves, but they seem to be enjoying it like some kind of hot bath. And of course, there's also a lot of cute merch. As always, there's clear files, you can always get them, and these pens with tiny characters on top. And look at this little plushie set. It's got so many details, like the ads on the train and the handles hanging from the ceiling. And cute food. There was a kind of theme cafe. This dessert plate is so detailed. There were cute donuts and lots more. Next and finally, I came across this t-shirt design and I was intrigued. The Sakai Muscle line. Not that I'm that surprised after all the trains we've seen and all the strange gachapon that exist. I thought there must be some sort of story behind this, and it turns out there is. It's based on the Osaka Metro website, which, like a lot of websites, uses automatic translation for its foreign language versions. And as you'll know, if you've ever used the Google Translate app, automatic translation isn't always 100% reliable. So the automatic translation on the Osaka Metro website had been translating the names of the stations into English. This probably makes more sense if you're learning Japanese, but kanji have literal meanings as well as the phonetic sounds that make up words. So for example, the name Harajuku is made out of 2 kanji, Hara and Juku. The first one, Hara, also means first or original, and Juku also means post town or inn. So it could also be read as first post town. This is actually quite a good way to practice your kanji when you're on the train, seeing which symbols you can recognise, if any. So the automatic translation on the website was translating the names of the stations in that way, and everyone was finding it hilarious. So the Sakai Suji line was translated as the Sakai Muscle line. This kanji in the middle means muscle. Tengachaya Station was being translated as World Tea House, and Daikokucho Station became Powerhouse Town. But Sekai Muscle Line is definitely the best one. I wouldn't be surprised at all if we saw this as a gachapon. So I hope you enjoyed this roundup with all the trains and the stories behind them. We've had some cute trains, some luxury trains, and the pinkest station I've ever seen. If you like Japanese trains, you might like my Hamanote line pin badge, and there's also the Shinkan pin, and you can get both of them as washi tape as well on cakeswithfaces.co.uk. And if you want to watch my other Japanese train videos, they're together in a playlist on my channel. And I'll see you not next week, but the week after on Thursday. Bye bye!